Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Last Thing He Wanted. And it took me until this morning to remember the name of this movie because it was such a generic sounding name for a hot mess of a movie. And I'm really disappointed about this film. And I have to say, because this is from Rees, who got a lot of attention for Mudbound a couple years ago on Netflix, which got some Oscar buzz and Golden Globes buzz, and people were like, this is some real cinema from Netflix, and I felt very lukewarm about it. And I wasn't surprised then when I saw this movie, and this was just a hot mess. There's a lot of wasted potential in this film, and this probably gets the award so far in 2020 of the most wasted potential in a movie. And last year was Glass that came out that really took that award for me. But this film, it's directed by Rees, Anne Hathaway's in it, Ben Affleck's in it, Willem Dafoe's in it, and it just feels like a hot mess of so many different things going on, twists for the sake of twists, and there's strong Anne Hathaway gives a strong performance. Willem Dafoe gives a Willem Dafoe performance. It isn't something that felt very... there wasn't a lot of motivation behind it. He kind of was doing his thing. And Ben Affleck looked like he was just sleepwalking through this movie. And I'm just like, why are you here? If you weren't going to act in this movie, why are you here? And he pops in and out throughout the film. This film really is based around Anne Hathaway, this journalist who gets caught up in an arms race and arms deals because that's what her father's involved with, Willem Dafoe. And it was weird because it took me back for a second that they were father and daughter, because they didn't set up that relationship well in this film. They actually didn't set up a lot of relationships and connections well in this film. It felt very clunky, and there's some interesting things. It was watchable. I was able to sit through this hour, and honestly, there must have been at least 10 minutes of credits or something, because this wrapped up. It felt like it wrapped up early, and I'm like, huh, that ending came out of nowhere. I'm like, there's 15 minutes left in this movie, bam. And I'm like, oh. And it felt so hokey. The very end of this film, and I'm not going to spoil what happens, but how they shoot it in just this goofy slow-mo, I'm just like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. And it just felt so unearned, and this film just feels like it's Anne Hathaway bouncing between different places. I don't know if anybody remembers those little bouncy balls that are a bunch of little balls, all put together in weird shapes. So, when you bounce it, you don't know where it's going to bounce, and it just kind of bounces around in a circle. That's what the plot of this movie felt like. And I'm like, I don't know how to follow this, nor do I really care enough to try to follow it. The Gentleman. I was hooked into that film. And yes, that went all over the place. But I was motivated enough to be around every twist and turn of it. This one, I kind of was just you know what? First time it twist, I'm like, I'm going to sail right off the road here. Because, honestly, I don't care. And by the end, I really didn't care. And was I sad what happened? It's for the sake of humanity, yes. But did I actually care about what actually happened? Did it move me? I'm like, no, not really. This is a disappointing film, and it's sad because Netflix has been coming out with some great work. I can see why they dumped this in February, though. But those are my thoughts on The Last Thing He Wanted. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.